So, here with Rent-A-Road currently going across the grasslands, trying to head to the desert floor to go over to Coral Grove. You drive. You're driving by yet again with your horse and buggy little setup here, and with your iron horse going by. And this is actually where Jackson's going to actually notice something with the terrain. You have currently passed by what looks like a patrol perimeter. You can notice by how the grass is actually pressed down, and it's more than just a game trail, if you will. That there seems to be some sort of uh, footing going around.
So like a path.
Yes.
So, and he realizes, right?
Jackson would point out that this is not just a deer through the grasslands or something like that, where even it's something larger. It's where at least two or three people, shoulder to shoulder, have frequently walked this path.
So should we follow that path or should we?
North. Is it going north, south, east, or west?
It would actually be heading north.
Heading north. So it's going north, south. So it's heading north and it's heading south from where we intersected at. North is not the direction we need to go.
Okay. So
Southeast is the direction we need to go. I see no rough terrain ahead of us, so we can still go cross country.
Okay.
But that's again your guys' call. It will be smoother on a established path, but even then, it's like, will this still lead us to where we're aiming?
So if those paths, do they go to shore?
That is where you're heading towards, would be the shoreline. What used to be the shoreline of the ocean. It's a more gentle let on into the ocean floor
we're around
proper.
in this area somewhere.
All right, so you're going to go ahead and an hour or two will pass, and I will. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm just itching to. I'll allow you guys to write two weathers of your choosing as you're going through. As the weather, you can see wind picking up and clouds or whatnot pulling in.
Feel like rain dust.
Also, those who are not drawing, go ahead and roll me perception checks.
21.
Oh, okay.
Got 13.
13. So as this weather is changing and you're coming up, you can see some rustling in the dry grass as you see what seems to be a alligator. Some sort of scaled crocodilian form. Not notice you. It's just dragging.
So
Seems
it doesn't look like human eye. It's more like a.
It is, again, it's a roughly 6 foot down on the ground.
Feeling.
Just meandering.
Would I be able to recognize that or anything?
Did you do a perception check?
No, he was.
You're the one that didn't. Go ahead and roll. I was trying to give you guys something to interact with while.
Someone else is writing.
I understand.
So, yeah.
Just go ahead and roll just to make sure that you are someone that has. Okay.
Yeah.
This stealth was absolutely abysmal at it, too. I swept the dice up if you didn't notice. You'll actually notice, and you'll see with this, it's roughly alligator-shaped or almost Komodo dragon-shaped. You might not have that context. You're seeing more limbs, both you and Jackson, more limbs than 4. There's probably 6 pairs on this.
Are the limbs all similar looking though?
Yeah, scaled, very crocodilian-like. You've seen crocodiles before with shambles, actually.
Oh, shambles.
Your paladin saw a crocodile too.
Oh, yeah.
This may trip up the idea of the lizard folk that you crossed both in the Orc Swamp area and Obsidian Citadel, which is the only dungeon that we got that really.
So out of character, do you want to interact with it?
This is at least a good 100 feet out of the way. So did he inform everybody about what he thinks, or did Rails keep quiet? That's why
I'm more
I'm on the phone.
perplexed than wonders. Excellent.
Okay. As the weather changes,
Raining duck.
weather or not. Take your word, clever.
Why is this weather or
It
not?
literally does say whether or not. Basically, it looks like a storm's about to roll in, but then it's clear. A storm's about to roll in,
It's a size.
then it's clear.
Oh, that's
It's
a
there's some weather coming. Oh wait,
that's a
it's
really
not
bad
coming.
cloud. Oh, it's gonna. Oh no.
Mother Nature's teasing me.
Is it weather or not?
So I'm assuming you're still continuing being a little bit more on guard with the fact that you've seen
Akamoto dragon. Yeah.
pretty much. And this weather of the seeing clouds just blocking out the sun and then just dissipating almost. In fact, so
The universe is sending out smoke signals.
over 45 minutes you're having this and you're stealthing like that. And soon there's another shadow going overhead. And if anybody's looking up, you see a wyvern fly over, heading
wyvern?
north. Yes,
Why?
burn.
Does burn? So, what he's doing, like going to some path, like he actually heading for somewhere.
Heading north, comparing to the other.
Well, what's going on with North? Like, that's a couple messages already. Jackson, what's going on North? The universe is telling us something.
A direction that I
Now,
don't feel comfortable about going because of what resides there.
just because I'm doing this, I'm not necessarily pointing you that way. There are things that exist and act beyond your actions.
Yeah.
So as the
There
normal
is more to
political
the
stuff.
universe than your singular existence.
So as the few next moments of this pass, instead of heading north, it seems to bank, and you now have this thing actually circling you to land.
It's definitely what you keep it up.
Yeah.
Are you hunkering down, or are you speeding the wagons? What are you doing?
So if we do any sudden movement, it might trigger something. Like quickly sudden movement. So should we keep at the same pace?
Well, therein lies the thing. Is it noticing us or something else? Is there any defensible locations?
Not that close, but
It's on the map, depending on what we do. Is there a defensible location nearby? Or are we just out in the middle
it's
of the field?
grasslands. You
Yeah,
could-
so
Have I noticed when it would pass by where its eyes were looking in particular? Like, was it right at us?
you could see not it, but a rider. A lizard folk rider actually turns and sees. It's beginning to
Like
circle.
If he attacks us, you can talk to it.
It's a rider.
okay, so it's not a wild wyvern.
Thing.
Why?
So it's tame. So it's not a wild wyvern.
So I gotta
Keep on guard.
in normal pace.
Attack if need be. But hopefully we can be non-hostile and basically it's a perimeter territory check. Basically we're in their lands. more likely is about to happen.
You're eyeing me for that goblin incident.
No, never. I would never do that, sir.
I think you're dead.
The writer
Especially, is it Trace?
actually step off.
Now there's a kobold in a room.
Lizard folk.
I thought it was the same thing.
Found
They would each kill you for that one.
Can I go
It would call out yet again in probably in Draconic, something to the effect of
Join the hammer? Maybe they run away.
actually pulling out like a parchment of some sort.
Find out.
Using a dragon word for like obtain, contain, because words have multiple different meanings. Contain, obtain, or some. And actually, Zeg would notice that there's a symbol of your ship. You
On the
didn't tell
parchment?
me. Yeah, you didn't tell me names or something like that. But there was like clearly a symbol or a call sign of your ship.
I stop. I tell them, hey, I recognize that emblem or insignia. He point me. Did I? Well, I thought I see it. That's why I was.
You would see the symbol, but he's pointing at you because he recognized that you were related to the ship.
Okay, so obviously we stopped, right?
Yeah.
So can I?
He actually dismounted, so that means he's not a threat.
So
Not
I'm
immediate threat.
walking to him and ask him.
How close do you get?
I'll be like, "Hello, sir. I see you pointing at me, and you have an emblem that I recognize."
And
Insignia.
he's only speaking in Draconic. He would say something to the word of
What is he saying?
co-worker or like colleague. Is that camp?
Well,
What is he saying?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He has some broken stuff. He would say like, a friend of yours is at camp.
Oh,
You would actually have a callback to a. There's several different ship codes or what because you're in the military. You have all these different procedures that will happen, and in case of marooning on another planet, they're not necessarily to divulge space travel, if you will, but they are supposed to infiltrate different key parts of political figures, maybe teach them a little bit of knowledge, but not how to space travel. Essentially, they become Merlin.
Morrowind.
They start teaching them and guiding different military forces until they could either be picked up by another ship or until they can hail or get out. It's a procedure, and they don't care what faction they are, just long as they side and become like the number 2 guy, the advisor of the king, if you will. It's a procedure they have. I'm a great military commander or whatnot.
Sounds like he knows a friend of yours.
Wow. So, can you ask him who friend it is, or?
In Draconic, do you have a name to go with that?
This is where I gotta ask you out of character. You never gave me no names for none of your crewmates. Want me to make up
Pick
one?
the one crewmate you want the most, and it will not be that one.
I'll tell you, it's definitely not like the captain of the crew or whatnot, but... And I know you might not have just had trouble with names, but I could think of one on the spot.
Well,
if not the name,
You'll just have to also tell me, like, what did that person do?
Okay, I will. Can I go? David Hayter,
All right.
and he was. So he was managing all the mechs in the spaceship.
He is 3 foot
Floor
2
manager
inches.
for the...
Yeah, the GM for the mechs.
He is 3 foot 2 inches with a certain degree of understanding of
Okay.
robots, but he is not.
Yeah, so he would say, David! Horribly broken because of the... David!
You mean David?
Like,
Be like, yeah.
In Draconic, he says, wishes to speak with all of crew.
Why he say Jackson?
He wishes to speak with all of you. I mean, crew.
All right, let's go. Let's follow him.
Well, where is this individual located at?
Is it north?
It would be north. It's not heavily north.
Oh no.
I hate you.
It's like, you don't have to go
Here's
north.
the thing. You remembered what I told you about this. I think they were here for it and they don't remember.
You don't have to go north, but you can do whatever you want. Find out about Kobold Argonian in a wyvern. Your friend is in the north.
Now it's not up in the mountains. It's still in the grasslands.
I didn't say mountain.
Okay.
I said Argonian.
It's because he's about to have a heart attack over here.
Well, no, it's just like I really don't want to go that far north because of what
You
resides
could
there.
ask how far away this is.
Asking how far because I don't speak Draconian.
Party face?
Not many people do.
What you do?
A lot of wizards
Yes.
The hammer gave you that ability.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Told you that. So no, it didn't. Distance, travel time, how far?
Oh, David say ETA. Hour and a half.
Hour and a half away.
You'll be able to make out ETA in probably numbers.
That's in the shore. Right?
Yeah. Well, we are
You would be
right around here. So yeah.
you would be getting closer-ish, but still
Yeah,
further
we're
north
not-
than you would.
It won't be dangerously problematic, but it will be an hour and a half is not extraneous out of the way. Plus, we're not on a excessive time schedule.
So,
We just got a galactic time schedule.
all
The
right.
clock will stop ticking at some point in time.
I vote to go over there. I don't know about you two guys. Go north.
Can you lead the way?
Escort would hop back onto the Wyvern. It would take you guys to
Hey,
the
look.
encampment.
The escort go.
So again,
I had
you're
to.
traveling, you would pass closer and closer. You would eventually see smokestacks, as you will, as there's some sort of a tent encampment going on. Closer you get there, there's more again, lizard folks. They seem to be having like alligator-like creatures on a leash or something that's closer to
Similar to the ones we found, right?
kind of in appearance, if anybody knows what a basilisk is, but smaller, clearly smaller because the size is ridiculous in the booklet. Kind of also on leashes that they run patrols around this perimeter.
I got a question.
Yes.
What will happen? We'll say no. You're gonna put us a lot of guys and beat us up and take us to over there.
There's
No.
probably a persuasion of some sort. There might be a combat, but
That's very persuasive for you.
you could escape.
Well, it's also you're breaking protocol there, soldier.
Was he technically above you if he was in charge of the...
Yes.
Okay. So
Let's
you're
try.
going into the encampment, and you're seeing above these tinted these tinted structures, if you will, symbols, and you pass by one, and it is actually the symbol to the ship, whatever that happens to be. The guy eventually got off his wyvern further away from these tents. There might have been some form of stabling, if you will. and would have taken you there and opened up the door and like, David, Hater, through here, which then is draconic and is hard. And you would see your friend if you would wish to describe him, or
He looks homey. He has green eyes. He has a really nice stash or beard. And he's, I don't know, 5'11". Very, not super muscular, but work out.
all right. So he's actually currently there's a table and he has like parchments rolled out, and he would look up and be like, Zeg. He would also have some sort of headwear on, if you will. Zeg, oh wow, they found one of you guys.
What are you doing here?
Says it's protocol. We got to go and find local political members and start working for them until we can find rescue, if you will. Our captain does have a beacon. He's currently out in a place called Oasis, if you will. But the reason why I was asking them to look for all you guys is, as we're on our separate missions here to keep everything hush hush, the Tricrine actually started to make a nest here, which is problematic because this is a natural sanctuary for endangered species. Actually, we weren't supposed to land. It's kind of isolated.
Well, I didn't want to land here. I got.
Oh no, we all didn't want to. That's why. But
I thought I was the only one who got shot and brought here.
well, a lot of us went down. There was some skate pods. I don't know all of it. There was another ship that came out. I can't confirm what side it was on, but kind of finished us off, and we're both here. And our superiors would also like to get rid of this Tricrine threat, and it would be voiding intergalactic treaty to have such a threat with an endangered species here. So I'm just warning you, because our main threat's currently on world. No orders, if you will, on that. Just try to find a suitable political team. I see you've found some allies as well.
Yeah.
What's intergalactic?
Yeah, what is intergalactic? Huh? David?
Seeing the stars up there?
Yes.
You think there's more than just stars up there?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it is, Jack. It's more life. Beyond the stars.
Fortunately, your little planet's never going to be allowed to have all that out there. Because you're currently
We're a sanctuary.
your food.
Of what?
For what's endangered out there.
Trinians, you say? Or
No. Tricrines are what you're warring against, if you don't remember. If you want to do like a history check, if you can remember what animal is considered endangered, just let them thrive here.
What is that?
I think that's a 4.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's a bad roll. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's 12.
What creature is endangered around here?
Well, apparently they're thriving here, which I find hysterical. You actually start hearing chuckling from this. And he would say, your biggest predator here.
Is the Mimics. That movie, do you ever see it? I was watching it
The
yesterday.
Thing?
No, Mimics.
Mimic is a movie? Okay, sorry.
Wait, we'll talk about it later. But yeah,
Um,
it's a thing. You
He
know
would
it.
say, this is actually a private sanctuary for dragons.
Dragons don't need protecting.
I guess.
A little calling, but not protecting.
That just has me more concerned what takes down a dragon.
You would see on his face like an agreement, like there's something he's learned since he's been here. He says, unfortunately, we're not in seats of power to make that decision.
Well, if they want to protect them, they could gladly take them somewhere else.
Yeah. Why we don't take it somewhere else? Is there something going on besides
There are possibly some good dragons, but there are a lot of bad dragons too.
Well, who knows about that? And my paladin and Mr. Chambles, you know about that?
They've ran into one that actually resulted in the death of one with the scaling. Would actually be pointing at you and be like,
But even then, dragons are tasty.
haven't had the the ability to check that.
So where's you said the captain's now? Is he like actually?
He's out in the desert in a place called Oasis. Probably planning some sort of.
We have
It's fine.
reasons to head there later.
Is he alone? Does he have more?
He has 24 people under him immediately, probably a mech or two. Some of them survived the fall.
So out of character. So my character has to do like an inquisition, like make a 3Ds with other races so we can eliminate the.
You would know that the normal thing is to align yourself with some political power until pick up.
Inquisition, yeah.
Is that what an Inquisition is? I
Yeah,
thought it was just
Dragon Age Inquisition, that's what you do. You
Okay.
organize a group and a base, and you put everybody in one. Like the Fellowship.
mainly find yourself a comfortable position, hunker down, make sure they don't lose so you don't get killed, and don't let out stuff. This person has clearly let out some things.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know much about protecting dragons, but I know their sanctuaries having issues.
See,
What is that? Like they're being attacked by something else?
No, their sanctuary is dying.
so you know stuff about dragon politics as well here.
Their sanctuary is being eaten.
Maybe by the
So,
creatures?
guess what? There's something bigger out there that eats them. So,
There's something that's a bigger threat than them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
That's
Is he
This-
connected
Whoa,
to that
whoa.
thing? Is it Rails connected to that thing?
Rail is connected to the parasite, yeah. You've actually, your paladin seen the parasite.
Yeah, he saw.
yeah.
We need to get back rolling.
While this is going on, you actually start seeing almost an internal argument, a conflict within your friend there, David Hayter. Your hearing is like, you're hearing voice be like, show them, show them. He says they seem to be on to nothing. And he's like, eh. Eventually, he'll be like, I've picked a side myself, and he actually removes this head piece that he had, this stuff, and you're seeing in the middle of his forehead a large draconic eye implanted in the skin, and you're hearing in your voice,
Oh.
chosen of the beloved mother, blessed to understand our speech. You understand the circumstance. You're hearing this. You're hearing a rumble. Like it's feelable in your chest, like a loosen your mucus, if you will. This rumble.
So I asked,
Large, draconic,
I asked
obviously
David,
implanted.
what happened to you? What is that?
He says they
Big,
are
ugly
creative. He says they are creative. I'll get you that.
What? Great.
Creative. Says I've aligned myself with the red dragon that is overseeing this spawning ground. Apparently, they're like trout.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And yes, there is a threat to this, the parasite, as they call it, something that would feed upon dragons in its adult form.
Do I hear anything during this?
You're
As well, like a voice of
hearing-
my own?
Other than the things that David are saying, if I say only he hears it, that was something that was in the.
So what I'm hearing.
But you hear the parasite in its adult form devours dragons.
Wow. How
Fine.
big is it? I think. How you describe it? Like really big for a dragon?
It is comparable to a medium-sized starship. If it was, or it would literally be described as orbiting, as the guy as our Grand Dragon Overlord or whatever would say. And there's a chuckling as he's uncomfortable with his current position, and the dragon just eating it up as he's being able to see through this eye that he has grafted onto. My leader would like to ask you, chosen of the beloved mother, that if that said this spawning ritual, it's a massive dragon war to describe what I'm saying, would happen, to pick a side. It says you can kill all of them, just not his children.
You can kill all of them, but not these children.
Fair, evening the odds. It's actually tradition for them to find humans to fight it out, not getting their hands messy, if you will.
Yeah.
If you happen to see a purple dragon or a pink dragon, just please leave them alone. Let them do what they gotta do.
Okay.
Are they bad?
No, they're, again, daddy's girls, if you will. They can kill each other. He's translating as this is. They can kill each other, just,
So leave the
messed
purple
up into
and
family argument.
So leave the purple and pink alone, but any other color or chromatic am supposed to go after, is what you're saying?
You could kill. You're fair game. You won't accrue my wrath. Even if one of the other two die, I mean, it's a part of tradition.
What color of the dragon did we kill?
I think it was blue.
Oh,
Right?
Okay.
It was actually green. It's the scales that would be on your vest. It was actually a very young green dragon.
I thought it was blue.
Are you speaking some of this out loud?
I'm talking out of character.
Okay.
You gotta make sure you know that.
Oh, well, there's more information.
Hey,
than
it was
might be
rolling.
spread.
Think about it.
Yeah, it was rolling. Roland would have known about that, but there is green scales. See, it's
Are the
It's-
other colored ones enemies of his?
All dragons are enemies of other dragons. But apparently he has very specific offspring, purple and pink, which I honestly, truthfully don't know of any dragons by that setup. And generally there's two main factions.
typically two main factions. Yeah.
The one of the mother and one of the father.
Oh,
Mother inhabits the chromatic dragons, red, blue, green, black, and white. The other is of the metallic, which is your gold, silver, copper, bronze. There's-
Platinum?
I don't know whether or not he would appreciate it if I showed the wing that I have just with me.
As it currently stands, he don't give a flying flip as long as it's not purple or pink.
So we have to let them do what they have
Basically, do not harm or interfere with purple or pink.
There was an implying that you could side with either of them, but
Yeah,
and if one kills the other, don't care. As long as
we aren't the ones doing the killing of them. And as long as we're not killing both.
Gotcha. So what we
Basically, let the survival of the strongest, let the strongest survive.
So are we gonna ally with Spyro the purple dragon, or are we gonna ally Pinky? Or
Well, we'll get
whatever.
there when we cross that road, I'd say. We haven't encountered him yet. So I think we need to move on with our original mission here.
David Hayter says, apparently it's going to get pretty heated in the area. In the next, he estimates a few months, year and a half at most.
For what?
This whole
Mission?
dragon breeding thing starts attracting dozens or more dragons to the area because they spawn like trout. They go back to
Yeah, dragons are fish, right? At some point.
their space fish.
Apparently, according
Fish
to what
with
we're
wings.
being fed here.
Breathing fire.
You can say, Zag, do as you will. I got mine.
I don't think I can do
He'll
my will.
hand you your equivalent of. You guys already have one, but he will hand you a sending stone, which is essentially to you a really advanced, like walkie-talkie, like a sat phone, if you know what that is. Satellite phone.
Yeah.
Says
So I got a military
big old brick from the
with radiation.
from the 50s. All right.
Alright,
Hey yo.
in Draconic, a few questions for you.
Guy.
And as I said,
Yeah.
Draconic.
Okay.
Seeing how you are requesting what you are requesting, and obviously we have no ability to challenge you on that, and no reason to request compensation.
The
because-
compensation is your life.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
With that in mind, if we must pass through the northern mountains, will we be given safe passage? This falls under if we have to.
Have no problem with either me or any of my army. If there is something of a native variety, something more animalistic, I have no control over that.
That is understandable. That is. No. I am more cautious of your involvement. I'm only asking for your involvement in if we have to pass through your lands to the north. I'm getting confirmation on safe passage to begin with before, if we have to go that route, then we have to fight on multiple fronts.
I have no reason as long as you keep keep your arrangement with not harming any of my daughters unless picking a side. And of course, I will happily entertain one lesson of the many-colored scale, lady. Of course.
Next,
I have no idea what she has with either you or any of the others that happen to adorn her scales. I'm assuming it's for the fight.
next question I have: do you have a way for me to inform your said daughters that I may be on their side so they don't immediately kill me first and ask questions later? If not a phrase or something else that can be said or shown quickly to keep from things escalating so I can accomplish your requirements, your requests. Again, only if need be.
You can just remind them that my darling daughters, that their daddy always has their eye on them. They will know. It's not.
Hey,
Mischievous.
remember that your daddy has the eyes on you. Be like, oh, okay.
They're used to this.
So your
Usual
daughters are the
grafting.
apple of your eye, huh?
There's so many things that they could be up to that their mothers could not see them in their current state. Tear forming. Just like the guy like wiping it off of his brow like that.
That's kind of weird.
Oh yes.
That's very strange.
You can't just throw a red dragon and then just like, oh, it's a red dragon. Like, that'd be weird.
That would be more weird.
It's a red dragon with a bunch of eyes.
Okay, and then back in time.
Or David.
I wish I had. David would be like, put the hat back on. And, wish I had more that I could hand you, like keys to a Mac.
That was very weird, David. I don't know what you did. That's
I chose to live. I landed in those mountains. I had someone to talk to. He knew about the whole space thing. You are free to.
do it. Alright, so can we? So, what's the new plan? Is there any new plan?
I don't think it really is much of a change of plan, just
Exposition.
Just information and things to keep eyes on.
Keep things to be worried about.
I like his mean eyes on him. I see what you did there.
I probably ate a lot of time on that. But
Alright, so we're heading again. This point, is it southeast still or south?
Yeah, we're still pretty much
Let's
about
go
here.
down
We
east.
only went an hour and a half our way, so we're still aiming here. So we've not really changed course that much.
Alright,
There
so
wasn't much there.
we're heading over there.
Ties into everything.
I'm
The
happy
Citadel.
about this.
Knowing there's a plague.
Okay, so you continue. You see the lizard folk looking at the motorcycle and all. Like people are like,
Build this baby, huh?